I want to begin by inviting us to metaphorically listen to our heartbeat. How is your heart inviting you to be in this moment? What is tugging at your heart? What in your heart is jumping with excitement? The gospel story today invites us to look closely at the call of our heart and the heart of our call. We'll start by considering 3 C's, which I believe are important when answering our heart call: contemplation, courage, and commitment. First, contemplation. To explore how the Holy One is calling us to be, we need to contemplate our inner gifts, such as wisdom, joy, humor, positivity, playfulness, listening, compassion, logic, creativity. God calls each of us to lovingly embrace who we are and to enflesh our inner gifts in a tangible way in whatever we do. Contemplation, sitting with the God within and around us, is essential to searching out our call. Second is courage. To authentically respond to the Holy One's call for us, we need courage. It's easy to say we'll follow Jesus's way of radical, inclusive love, but I have found it so challenging to do. Let us all summon our inner courage so that we can be the love, live the love that is the heart of everyone's call. Third is commitment. To be faithful to the call of our heart, we must be committed to be and do what God asks of us. As we know, there is a cost associated with any commitment, but the cost of not following our true call is greater. Let us make a commitment to be true to the call of our heart, no matter what the cost. The 3 C's, contemplation, courage, and commitment, are essential elements in answering the ever-evolving call of our heart. I now want to share 3 examples that are very different from one another, but illustrate how to authentically answer a call. The first is related to an unexpected call that our friends Sue and Bill experienced. In 2008, when they were in their late 50s, their daughter-in-law died tragically from cancer, leaving behind 5 young children. Their son, overwhelmed and bereft, asked them to consider moving in with him and the children to help take care of them. To be sure, this was a huge ask, a transition of monumental proportions. At the time, they were working, enjoying all the members of their family, and traveling to their youngest daughter's collegiate lacrosse games at American University. But after contemplating their own needs and desires, those of other family members, and their son and grandchildren's difficult situation, they courageously chose to make a commitment to move in and help care for them. I have always admired their willingness to search their hearts, pivot from what had been their call, and embrace another with radical love, responding to the deep needs confronting them. Our God of love was surely enfleshed in Sue and Bill's loving response. Bill and Sue have both now passed on, but I continue to appreciate their friendship and the depth of their courage and commitment. The second example is related to healthcare and is a story about Dr. Virginia Apgar. In the 1940s, Dr. Apgar dreamed of being a surgeon. But at that time, few women were in the operating room, and she was told that no hospital would hire her. So she moved into anesthesiology, a decision that resulted in millions of lives being saved. She worked in Columbia Presbyterian's maternity ward in New York City, where she witnessed newborns die within minutes because doctors had no system to evaluate which babies needed help first. So one day in 1952, she designed a 5-point test measuring heart rate, breathing, muscle tone, reflex response, and skin color, calling it the Apgar score. I'm sure many of us are familiar with the Apgar score as parents or as medical professionals, and Terry probably used it thousands of times delivering babies. Well, as use of this test spread to almost every United States hospital within the next decade, infant mortality dropped dramatically. Newborn babies who would have been lost were now being saved. Although Dr. Virginia Apgar passed away in 1974, in the words of the writer, every 2 seconds, somewhere in the world, a baby takes its first breath, and someone calls out a number that honors the woman who refused to give up on newborns or herself. Dr. Apgar responded faithfully to her call by being committed to saving lives and courageously implementing her ideas. Throughout her life, her actions embodied God's love, and the spirit of her love and commitment to humanity continues to live on. The third example is about a young woman in college who has remained true to her call. A November 2025 article in the Philadelphia Inquirer highlighted Maggie Dugan, a former Cardinal O'Hara High School student athlete who is now a senior at the University of Richmond. Maggie is a star basketball player with a very high basketball IQ. And her coach, Aaron Russell, says this about her: the level and the layers of which she thinks about the game is already like a coach. Following her junior year at Richmond, many power conference universities offered her money to enter the portal and transfer to their school for her senior year. Coach Russell thought he might lose her. But after contemplating what she truly desired, Maggie Dugan made the decision to leave money on the table and return to Richmond for her senior year. For Maggie, Richmond had the academics she sought, and she wanted to finish her college basketball career where she started. In her words, honestly, it's home, and I wouldn't want to spend my last year anywhere else. Maggie Dugan's response was an inspiring, good news answer. She embodied love for herself, her team, and her university. She remained true to her convictions, listening to the North Star in her heart and courageously following it. As she nears the end of her academic and athletic career at the University of Richmond, Maggie will continue to contemplate her call, the call of her heart, as she moves into her next chapter. No matter where we are on the continuum of life, the Holy One is calling us to be faithful to who we are and to embody radical, inclusive love in whatever we do. Live the 3 C's of contemplation, courage, and commitment. This week, I invite all of us to contemplate our own journey or the life of someone who has inspired us to follow the call of our heart and the heart of our call. Offer gratitude for yourself and for them. As we answer our call, may we remember Joan Chittister's words from today's second reading. God stands waiting to sustain, support, and fulfill us at every turn. God is calling us lovingly, always.